Did you ever see the thing that happened with Candace Owens?
No.
Where Candace Owens was talking about how corrupt the New York Times is. So the New York Times tried to play gotcha with her.
Oh, really?
And they said, what are you referring to? Like, what references? And she goes, your own fucking newspaper. And she sent them all these links from 2017 from the New York Times talking about how corrupt Ukraine is.
Dude, there's like a...
When a narrative shifts like that, and you don't say what Russia is doing is absolutely horrific.
Yeah, right.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Right.
But this is a place that is also, like, those people don't deserve that. The people that are citizens there, they don't deserve bombing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, the government has always been criticized there. Yeah. And now it's not.
There's some kind of proxy thing here. It's very weird that we spent more on this than Russia spent doing the invasion. We now surpassed what Russia has spent.
How crazy is that? The United States has spent more money than Russia has spent on this invasion. So we've sent Ukraine more money. Ukraine, not only has it been touted again and again before the war as the most corrupt country in Europe, but they actually killed over 100,000 Poles about 80 or so years ago. We're talking about a number of murders, pretty much, that rivals an ethnic cleansing. These were a majority of women and children. Now, if I showed you, you can look this up. The pictures are chilling. I cannot tell you the kind of torture that they were putting these people through. If you look up the name of the massacre, you're talking about babies hanging from trees. It's called the Massacre of Poles in Volhynia and Eastern Galicia. I'm sure Galicia. It's not saying it like that. Yeah, I'm butchering the pronunciation, but it is absolutely horrible. Now, why did they kill mostly women and children, non-combatants, over the course of years to rise to a number of 100,000? Why did they do this? They didn't like the Poles. It was a nationalist movement, fascist. Some might even refer to it as kind of a Nazism. And as a matter of fact, a lot of these groups are still there today from 70, 80 years ago. Those exact same groups, and they're over there in the Donbass. These are some, if you heard Russia talking about these Nazi groups in there, well, this is the kind of thing that they're referring to. Now, again, like I said, I'm not somebody that says that the invasion is right or any of this stuff. I'm just putting things in perspective, mentioning things that are not talked about. Now, if you say, oh, there was Nazis in Ukraine, people will be like, well, no, they're not. That's just Russian propaganda. I'm like, ma scusa, so it was Russian propaganda that they exterminated 100,000 Poles? That's not propaganda. Mostly women and children. They tortured them, hanging babies from trees. That's not propaganda. That happened. And those groups are still there, some of them. Okay? Not only are they still there, but they have now been absorbed by the Ukrainian military, out of necessity, if you will. But nonetheless, we're giving all these resources and weapons to Ukraine. What do you think is going to happen when we leave? Doesn't it ring familiar? All these weapons, all these resources are going to be there. And then we're going to be fighting these people tomorrow. It's just like Osama bin Laden. We financed Afghanistan and Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden to fight Russia. And then in the end, they end up turning and using those resources against us. Just think of the corruption in Ukraine and think of literally these people committed massacres to the level of ethnic cleansing. And we're giving them weapons. Is this crazy or is it not crazy? Am I going crazy? You tell me if I'm going crazy. Thank you guys for watching. As always, buy red and sell green.